Find out what's going on. Get involved. Change things from the inside. Make a difference. Take pride. Multicultural at its best. The Louisa Marshall Show. Coming up.
All new, simply the best. Get inspired. Canadian country singer Patrick Masse, fighting for inclusivity and equality in country music.
I will fight until I'm not here to fight for everybody's right.
Known for his 1988 debut album, Get There From Here, and his second album, Man the Man, he's back with the song Only Three to raise funds for the Canada-Ukraine Foundation.
And then he quickly turned around and hurried from the scene.
As a COVID survivor, he's resetting his lifestyle and eating habits to become healthier.
I really eat a lot cleaner than I used to. My body craves it. It's bizarre. It reset my whole taste buds, really.
A musician known to empowering underrepresented artists from all genders, all walks of life, all types of music.
So I just started this project as a way to give these artists.
And the world keeps turning and the sun still shines.
Get ready to be inspired. All these coming up.
Yesterday's gone, ain't no looking back. Gonna take off for the summer. Have my radio on, drive all day long. Sit back in my brand new Hummer. Blue skies along the way. I wanna cruise on the highway. You and I need to relax and unwind, 'cause we all need a little break.
Hello, we're back and he's back. Let's welcome our amazing friend, Canadian country singer Patrick Masse. First, how are you?
I'm doing so much better than the last time I was on your show. Thank you so much for having me back, first off. And yeah, I'm still, there's a couple lingering things happening from the COVID, but I'm almost back to normal, 100%. I feel like I just had my third booster, and as I was coming off the second one, I could feel some symptoms coming back. And as soon as I got that booster, things are like, I'm feeling a heck of a lot better than I was when we last talked. I hardly even remember that conversation, quite frankly. No, I did. I watched it after. I was like, whoa. I was like, whoa.
So, Patrick, you're totally fine now, or maybe, yes, but you are.
Yeah.
You look great.
The memory thing is still a bit, there's some memory things. And the one thing I'm finding is, and I've been dabbling into some research on it, is because I'm dyslexic, it does affect the dyslexic brain for some reason. And I started doing my research, calling around to some of the dyslexia associations and some of the professionals, and they said, we're getting a lot of calls from dyslexic people who had COVID. It does something to your brain. So I don't know, it's just this awful gift that, the gift you never want, that keeps on giving.
Oh my goodness. But Patrick, did you get your shots?
I did, yeah. I got all my shots. I'm up to my third dose now, so I'm feeling a lot better, and I'm in a lot better shape. I lost quite a bit of weight, and I'm feeling my whole eating reset itself after COVID. And I just, I have my treats that I still, but I really eat a lot cleaner than I used to. My body craves it. It's bizarre. It reset my whole taste buds, really, 100%.
I guess we have to. You and I have to. I mean, I didn't get COVID, but you know what? You never know. But I'm at that age that I really have to take care of myself. And so you are so right. Just resetting everything, our lifestyle. And I know you're less stressed right now. And you know what? We are on our way easing COVID mandates. So but first of all, what do you say to all the so-called freedom fighters? Convoy and anti-vaxxers?
You know what? I almost don't even want to give those people a platform, because they're not worth my time or anybody's time as far as I'm concerned. They are irrelevant, and they need to just stand down as far as I'm concerned. That's all. I don't want to give them any media time at all. I think they're traitors to our country, quite frankly. Anybody that throws rocks at our prime minister and the people, I'm not saying all of them did, but I mean, I didn't care for Mr. Harper's politics, but I would never throw rocks at the prime minister or disgrace the prime minister's office in this country. That stuff is a complete and utter disgrace. So if you think you're on the right side of something on that, I don't know what side it is, but you're not on the side of Canada as far as I'm concerned.
Let's talk about your music. What's going on? What's going on, Patrick? It's so exciting.
I am. I've been kind of shifting gears. You know, we had to pivot quite quickly. So I've been focusing a lot more on the other side of the business. I am working on that project. I still hadn't finished the project from the last time we spoke because I was still getting my voice 100% back. But I'm putting out right now. I just put out, actually just today, I put out a first time video of Only Three. And it was on my 2009 Mend the Man record. And it's a true story about my friends Al and Vi in Portland, Tennessee, whose 3-year-old son, Patrick, passed away on a routine operation at 3 years old. And so we sort of put it out, the video today just went out, and we're trying to raise some money to help the people of Ukraine. And the Canadian, I think it's the Canada-Ukrainian, I can get it wrong. It's on my Facebook, but I researched it's legit. So I just thought it's such a touching song, and it was, you know, he was their little boy died at 3, and then my publicist who I'd worked with, she co-wrote the song with Al and Ellen Wood-Wells, Sandy Dunkley and Ellen Wood-Wells, and Al Cucullu. And I wish Al was alive to see this moment. But back when the record came out, I couldn't afford to, you know, because of the systemic homophobia that was against me in the country music world. I couldn't afford to do videos or anything. I didn't have any budget. I didn't have any money. So now there's the means to do those things. And I'm kind of doing a video for every song on that project. So I've done quite a few of them. But today, Only Three. Go check it out. It's a heavy, it hits your, I mean, I had to stop seeing it live because it made me cry, but it's such a sad song. Like, little Pat was only 3, and I wept on bended knees. When the angels came to take him, I said, Lord, don't let this be such a short life. It's such a sad song, but it has a great message. And there's a lot of people that are in pain right now and that are struggling, that need help. So if you can give, please, please, please give to the people of Ukraine. And we stand with you. I stand with you, and Canada does.
The doctor said, don't worry, the operation is routine. And then he quickly turned around and hurried from the scene. But I got this sinking feeling as I felt a fevered head and watched my only son lying still there on the bed. Little Pat was only 3, and I wept on bended knee. When the angels came to take him, I said, Lord, don't let this be such a short life. Oh Lord, why? Then I heard him say, don't you worry, son, he's going home with me. Standing in the hallway, had my mama on the phone, praying for my baby boy, feeling helpless and alone. Looked up to see the surgeon, tears streaming from his eyes. You didn't have to say a word, I knew my son had died. Little Pat was only 3, and I wept on bended knee. When the angels came to take him, I said, Lord, don't let this be such a short life. Oh Lord, why? Then I heard him say, don't you worry, son, he's going home with me. Sometimes life seems so unfair, it can take a fateful turn. I'm still searching for the lesson to be learned, lesson to be learned. Little Pat was only 3, and I wept on bended knee. When the angels came to take him, I said, Lord, don't let this be such a short life. Oh Lord, why? Then I heard him say, don't you worry, son, he's going home with me. Then I heard him say, don't you worry, son, he's going home with me.
We'll be back. Don't go away.
Let's ride, time to say goodbye. Let's ride, time to say goodbye. Oh. Everybody, let's ride.
Patrick, you have been advocating and fighting for inclusivity, diversity, equality for everyone in country music. And let's just say not only in country music, but in all types of music. Where are we now in terms of this is a new term for me now, the 2SLBTQIA plus and the underrepresented? What has to change in the system?
Well, I think that we're moving in the right direction, obviously. And I think the first step was when I think, the Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, when he got in the first time, he apologized specifically to homosexuals and apologized for the atrocities of these people that were losing their livelihoods, their jobs, their careers, their lives into the 2000s, who were federal government employees. So I think that was a big step forward, but we have a long way to go. I'm sitting on a committee at the Songwriters Association of Canada for equity, diversity, and inclusion and anti-racism. And I'm working on those things to try and use the platform that I have to move. And you're right, Louisa, when I did what I did it so everybody was treated fairly and equally. It wasn't just gay men, it wasn't just in country music, it was just how I was raised, and that I believe that every single human being on this planet has the inherent right to be who and how they are, and they were put here just fine, as long as they're not harming anybody. So I never thought my life would end up this way, but I've become a human rights champion, and I will fight until I'm not here to fight for everybody's right to be who they are. And we've come a long way. We still got a long way to go. Maybe especially with some of the trans issues, but there's still a systemic issue with gay men, specifically in the music business. I deal with it constantly, and the granting systems are still holding me back, me personally, because I was a whistleblower. I was the squeaky wheel. I was complaining, but I had to, because I had to survive. So people coming, I often say, like, there's a new show that I'm going to start called In Conversations with Door Openers, because I think that they're the unsung heroes of the world. And they often go, like, you have opened more doors, Louisa, than for women, for Filipino women, for, any racialized person in society. And I think that often they're often overlooked, and their stories are never told. So I want to sit down with, from everybody from, big celebrities to the normal person that is out there, that is actually the majority of our world, who have opened these doors. And we often don't get the gifts of the doors we open, but we can sure as heck celebrate the people that walk through them after us. And that's why we do what we do.
What really has to change in the system?
I think we have to, and I think I'll start with our First Nations community. I think I can't remember the chief's name, but if we have no truth, how do we get to reconciliation? We have to admit the truth, and Canadians have to admit the truth. Real Canadians. I apologize me for the chief. It was on the CTV News during the last election. He spoke very eloquently, and I follow and I listen to the First Nations community on those issues, and I take their lead. So I think what we need to do with other communities, such as, like, I speak from a gay man's perspective, right? But I'm part of the LG, there's 27 or 29 acronyms in my community now. So I speak from my perspective, but I think we need to listen to the people who are going through these things still in their daily lives, and we should seek their counsel on how we can be better allies and how we help them. Because if we don't do that, we're not being allies. I don't know what your challenges are, right? As a Filipino woman or your community. So yes. I ask you, how can I help? I think we need to get to there. How can I help? People have a right to be seen, how and who they are and how they identify. I don't care if you don't like it, but you're going to do it and you're going to respect people. And that is their right. And when people used to say that, I don't see color, I don't do this. No, yeah, that's racism in itself. That is white privilege. It is. And I'm guilty of white privilege myself, but I don't get stopped, Louisa. Like, I mean, I'm not, but I have been stopped when the gay thing there, and specifically in music. Like, I look and, like, I'm starting another thing in country. I'm moving it on. I started country music in BC to be a movement of inclusivity, but now I'm growing it with a partner of mine, Sarah, my neighbor that I grew up with, and inclusivecountry.com. We are taking it a step further. We're just going to keep going because I'm not going to wait around to get, I know things and big organizations and things, they take time to get things done. And there is a lot of work that needs to be done. But when we have the platforms that we have, I believe we're given them for a reason. And the purpose is for the betterment and the goodness and kindness of humanity. That's where I want to be remembered for. And that's where I will always stand. And I will never make an apology for standing up for somebody else who is being mistreated, because it's nobody's right or business to do that to anybody else on this planet, as far as I'm concerned. And if you are doing it, I have a problem with you, and you will hear from me. Trust me.
I love it. I love it. Oh, I'm scared now. But tell me about your mentorship project.
So basically, like, people like yourselves who I've met over the years who were kind and treated me with dignity and respect, and other industry professionals I met, like my friends at CTV, like Perry Adams and the CTV whole gang, they kept me on TV. So people like David C. Jones, like my manager, Beverly Moore, my producers, Kuya, which is older brother, like, so these people in the business that I met, Michael P. Keeping of Track Stars, I decided to put together a team of industry people who were inclusive, that supported me to help up and coming, underrepresented, marginalized, LGBTQ2 plus artists, so they have the stage and the skills and are ready to fight this industry. A big other component of it is the mental health piece that we're really focusing on, because as you know, being in the public eye, that is something that we got wrong for years. We shouldn't have pretended we were fine when we weren't. We should have talked about our feelings. We should have, and specifically men, I'll speak to, we did that wrong. So that's a big component, not only being in this business, and I appreciate in the beginning, we put ourselves on a self-made pedestal. We do, but then we get into this industry where we're in a lot of cases brutalized by people, and we were told to pretend we're okay all the time. I think of Whitney Houston, that what that woman went through, it angers me, the stuff that I'm hearing, that I was told, like, that I heard Little Nas X just said, that he was asked to sanitize his gay and these things. And like, these things are wrong. We don't, these harm people. Like, I just had a conversation with somebody in the industry today who I called out because, he said that, I don't see this and I see humans. And I said, well, that's not okay, man. I'm telling you what you're saying is offensive. You should just say you're sorry and say, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend you. Wait, I don't know where or what more people need to understand. I think the conversation's over when someone tells you, what you're saying is offensive. I stop. I say, I'm sorry. How can I do better? Or may I ask you how I can help myself to be a better ally to you? That's where we need to get to. So I just started this project as a way to give these artists, and it's not only, like, I work with Moonshine Mollies, who are a 39 and a 45-year-old, and yes, they're white, but they're not a size 0. Nobody's signing those women. They deserve a shot. I'm talking to a guy in India who's the Carlos Santana of India, who's 78 years old. I said, I don't care, as long as my one prerequisite for this and my record label is if you have talent, you're going to get a shot. Isn't that a novel thought, Louisa? Talent?
It's not too late for me.
No. Oh, you're so on your way. You're gonna you don't know yet, but you're gonna be one of the mentors.
You gotta mentor me more. Oh my God.
No, you're gonna be the mentoring people. Are you kidding me?
Oh, I love it. I love it. But I love what you do. I love what you do, and you have all these energy. Even you haven't completely recovered from COVID.
You know what? It's because of that 19-year-old boy in Pennsylvania, 3 years after I came out. And when he sent me that email and said, I was in my bedroom with a gun in my mouth and you gave me the courage to come out. You saved my life. And my parents, and I feel an inherent need to help these people because words kill. And people, it's not, every still 2.5 minutes, an LGBTQ2 kid takes their life or their parent or somebody kills them. Those are the stats, people. Still to this day, we have so when you say something to somebody that you may not think hurts them, you don't know. I just lost a friend during the pandemic whose own family would not use her pronouns, who 15 to 17 times a day purposely called her by her old boy name. And she went to a hotel and she killed herself because she couldn't take it. And then the medical community would not believe her chronic pain because she was a trans woman. And so, oh, you're a trans woman, you're a drug addict. These things are wrong and we need to do better. The opioid crisis that I was just talking to someone from the Globe and Mail about. My brother, that's another thing I'm very passionate about.
Yeah, you talked to me about that during our first interview. And,
so I'm still on that as well. And I just hope that, but we got to stick in our lane and we got to do what we can do to make the world a better place. I know what I can do, where I can help. So, and thank God for Sarah Penway Smith, who's reeled me in. She was my next door neighbor. She wrote a book about our family, called 62 Butler Street. She lived next door to the people that had 7 kids, 9 people, and it was a zoo.
Wow.
And
wow,
but we're a big Catholic family. What did you expect, right?
Wow. Well, I don't know if I asked you this question, and this is probably going to be the last question I'm gonna, because I know you're busy. Patrick, if the universe gives you a superpower, what superpower do you want to have right now?
Right now, peace. To be able to create peace in the world, and to just peace. Yeah, we need to fight war with love. Love only conquers war. More terror fuels it. We have to get to the place, and we saw glimpses of that in the early pandemic. We saw the camaraderie. We saw people getting together, helping their neighbor, offering food. It's the little things that win the world. It's the little gestures of kindness and caring and humility and humanity that help people. That's how you win. And we got to get to there. These brave people staying in Ukraine, and I'm not that brave. I mean, I'm brave in other ways, but we have to get to the place where we realize that humility and kindness are not weaknesses, they're strengths, and it's hard, and we have to learn how to ask and forgive people and do atonement, because if we don't do that, it's just all made up, a bunch of BS, really. If you can say you're sorry to people, but if you do not atone, it's a very humbling thing, as you know, to ask for forgiveness. But I do it even when I've maybe been the one who's been mistreated. I often at the time go to the person first, because that's how I was raised, and that's what, my mom would probably give me a whack if I, she wouldn't, but I think, and if I could be a glimpse of my mom, I'm a pretty darn good person. She is, I don't know how you mothers do it. You are fantastic, and you are the unsung heroes of the world. I said in my post for Women's Day, if the world was run right now, I believe, by women, we would all be in a greater place. I truly believe that. I truly do believe that.
It's true. Oh, Patrick, you know what? Okay, superpower, warrior for peace. That is so amazing. Thank you so much, Patrick.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us today. Good luck.
Thank you so much, Louisa, and thank you for everything you do, because you do a lot.
I love you for all that you do for yourself, for other people, for your own community. I'm really, really proud of you.
Well,
And
we have to
are so
love
proud of
ourselves.
you.
We have to love ourselves first, right? In order to help anybody else. So that's where you got to start. Get yourself well, and then you can help the rest of the world. But you got to be well mentally, physically, everything. And that, I think that, especially with men, we don't do that all the time. So that's a big message out there that I try to get to men. What? Go listen to the Mend the Man song. If there's nobody there to build the boy, who's going to mend the man? It's true.
I love you.
Love you too. Thank you.
Mwah. All
We'll
the
catch up
best to you,
soon.
Patrick. All
We
the
got to
best.
be on a stage together soon, my friend.
We will. I promise you. We will. Mwah.
All right. Thank you, Louisa.
And the world keeps turning and the sun still shines. There's the burden in his little boy mind. All those years he didn't understand why nobody cared to build the boy. Now the truth's gonna mend the man. Why nobody cared to build the boy. Now the truth's gonna mend the man.
Hope you enjoyed the show. Thanks for watching. Please don't drink and drive. Don't text and drive. Always be kind. Let's stop bullies. If you see something, say something. Stay safe, everyone. See you next week. Bye-bye.